Thanks for the F Shack. Love Dirty Mike and the boys.
Hey, are you Dirty Mike and the boys? How you know who we are?
What's this they call it, the podcast?
Morning Good. Oh, I love
Hey, welcome to the Earth. Thanks. Oh, wait, I'll start over.
Welcome to Morning Good. All right, we're here with Tom Zappia.
Hello.
Doing all the thing. I'm like, fucking. I turned this camera on, right?
I mean, you were just over there for.
I have fucking,
hope
dude.
so.
I have OCD. I gotta check 10 times.
You gotta turn the oven off like 8 times before you leave. I actually do that sometimes too.
Dude, it's crazy. Especially like whenever the pod is going good, that's when I start to fucking like. I'm like, like I check everything because I'm like, dude, there's no way that Down syndrome bit can't be like documented. Like that has to be out there, or else like I'm fucked. That's my whole career right there. But I like. It's annoying too because like. Things like that are actually worse for my OCD. So if I could just not do stuff like that, I would be an overall happier person. Like my life would fall apart more. But
Yeah, I'm like that too. I'll like I'll literally remember myself locking the door in my head, and then I'll be like down at the corner, and I'll be like, "Did I lock the door?"
do you have the thing like I had this thing when like I was so worried that if I didn't lock the door, I had these like nightmare scenarios where my girlfriend gets like brutally murdered because I didn't lock the door.
Well, yeah, now especially now that I live with my girlfriend, I'll get home and she's like, because I would like first off, I would just set it when I used to live by myself. I would just set it to auto lock, and I just close the door, and then it would, to my knowledge, automatically lock. Now I'll come in and I'll just like lock the top one. She's like, "You didn't lock both," and she puts like a stick under the bottom.
What?
Lock. Yeah,
That's a lot.
She's like hardcore, and I'm like, no one's gonna like. It's gonna be fine. No, I don't really.
Are you
have
guys
that,
first?
though.
I mean, we are right here on the street, so it's
Well,
like
yeah,
anybody
here
could
is
walk
you're
in.
walking right off the street. No,
But it's also
we're-
just Hasids. So like it's like they're not. You know, it'd be a great crime disguise, dude. If I was ever going around committing crimes, I'd dress as a Hasid because nobody would expect you to be committing crimes, dude. I would just go around like stabbing
or
people.
you're committing a lot of crimes, but you won't get in trouble for them until later.
Yeah, you're just doing secret crimes that nobody knows about.
You're just building tunnels under the ground.
Yeah, nobody's gonna know about these crimes. But
Here, here because you're like right off. It's so busy. Don't want to give away the location.
yeah.
My street's kind of sketchy though too, but it's like very quiet, like in dead area. So like sometimes
Yeah.
people think sometimes that scares people more. Sometimes it makes them feel more comfortable. You know, people like I could never live in the suburbs because it's like so quiet. Like I never live in the city. It's so dangerous, so much going on. I'm like I feel like that way about the suburbs. It's like I grew up in the suburbs and people's houses would get breaking into all the time and stuff.
Oh,
and it's
totally.
quiet. I prefer like a little noise. Like I know what's going on, kind of.
Dude, my dad's Range Rover got stolen. By the way, they still do this. My parents,
Oh, yeah.
they fucking. Oh, I should not say this. I should not fucking say this. Well, nobody knows where they fucking live, so it doesn't matter.
Sure.
My parents will. They don't do this anymore because they definitely do not do this anymore. But my dad would leave the car unlocked with the keys on the ground, and he'd be
The
like,
ground.
just on the floor in the car, on the floorboard.
Really?
Fucking insane. And then he would just be
That's
like,
funny.
and his Range Rover got stolen out of our driveway. And then they found it. It was just in so many different pieces that it was like
Really?
nothing they could do about it. And then he still continues to do it. And he's like, it's like, what are you doing?
That's wild. Yeah.
What is the point of a lock on your car? Like, it's like, but you know what's crazy? Dude? I was just in NOLA, and what you actually do there is you leave your car unlocked because if you lock it, the crime there is so bad that they will break into your window. So it's more expensive than because they're just going to steal shit out of your car. They're not
Yeah.
going to steal your car.
Right. Yeah, and that town is very dangerous.
Yeah. So it's like what they do is they, my cousin's like, yeah, no, leave your cars unlocked because like they'll smash your window and steal your shit, and then your shit's stolen and you're, because like if you think about it, if you take your keys and then you take all the shit out of your car, I mean, I guess they can still rob your like radio, but I don't know.
I got that once. I got weed stolen out of my car, and it's funny because it was the only thing taken, and I almost never had weed. This was like college. Never had weed on me, and I go to visit my buddy in a town like in Jersey where I'm from, but like a town I had never been to. And I had sneakers back there. I used to keep my hats on like my back dash, like my fitted hats or whatever. All they took was the weed, which was like, wrapped in foil and like 2 socks in the console, of course. And
How
I
do
was
they
like,
find
wow,
it?
the one time I have no idea. They stripped the car because like my hats were out on the street, like my
Right.
sneakers. So they just went through everything. And that was the only thing they took. And I was like, that might have been the only time I've ever had weed on me in my car.
Yeah.
And it was right in front of his house. He's like, that's never happened before ever. Like very nice area. I'm like,
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like what happens with I was talking to somebody else about it. So like the Venezuelan gangs, which I actually had a dream about last night. I'll get back to that. But so like nice neighborhoods people get robbed because everybody's like, oh, okay, well, it's like easy for people to steal from. This is me defending growing up in a nice neighborhood. I'm like, bro, things was tough, man. It was always robbing our ass. I came from a streets. No, but it was like fucking. It's like that is a thing where they're like, oh, nobody's gonna fucking they don't lock their doors in neighborhoods like that. Also, there is a thing that like the thing I was talking about was like people are worried about like the Venezuelan thing, and apparently it's like if you're like an illegal immigrant, you're robbing other illegal immigrants. Like you would not rob like a rich white person that like walked down the wrong street because then you have like you're getting totally fucked because they're actually going to investigate that.
Right.
Like I had somebody say like I don't know if this is true, but this is like he's like a narcotics guy, and he was saying like he's like, yeah, no, like white people, like you guys are actually maybe he's black, so maybe he's just trying to get my ass kicked, but he's like, you guys are fine in the hood.
He's trolling your ass in the hood.
Y'all's good. No. I think he was like, what we saying kind of makes sense. Like I don't think you should just go to like shitty neighborhoods, but I think it is a thing where like in New York, like there are certain neighborhoods where they're like, yeah, like I know Mark Norman has a story about that where he saw these like hood black dudes and he crossed the street.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
And then a homeless guy attacked him, and then the hood. I don't know if he said they were black, but I think he did. But anyways, I'm like deflecting the racism off of him. I'm like, no. But then they started. No, yeah, because he said he was like being racist, and then he went the other way, and then the homeless guy attacked him, and the drug dealers beat up the homeless guy because they're like, dude, you're fucking up our shit. Like, and the cops were like, oh yeah, they probably were like, you are now disrupting their business. Like the homeless guy is disrupting their business. Like if you're selling fucking coke, you're not gonna just beat the shit out of somebody because like you have a bunch of drugs. You're gonna fuck up your shit.
Yeah, I heard that story.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Have you been robbed?
I have been robbed. No, I've been held up, kind of, but like it wasn't really robbed. So where I went to school was like you walk off campus to the right, dicey. You walk off campus to the left, nice. You walk off campus to the right, dicey. It's like right in the Newark border, like not great Newark.
Well, that's an easy decision to make if you're walking off campus.
Well, yeah, but they would come to the nice side of campus because they knew it was a bunch of dumb, drunk college kids. And they would just rob people, like hold them up for their phones or whatever. Fake show a gun. So like we had a couple like guys roll up before and like take booze from us or take our phones and shit.
Oh shit.
But also there was a liquor store in the hood that wouldn't card, obviously. So everyone would go to that store because they know they're going to be able to get booze. So
there's something about the way both of us say the hood. White people. I just feel so silly saying.
Well, you won't catch me there, okay? And
the hood.
There's this funny story actually, and this isn't even like robbing or whatever, like But my buddies one time they were going to buy booze, and I guess we were still underage. And they were going to buy booze, so they went to the hood liquor store because they knew they weren't going to get carded. Everything goes fine. They buy the booze. They're leaving. They go to walk back to campus, like a 4-minute walk. And there's a cop undercover planted outside because I guess word got around that the guy wasn't carding. And he pins them both. And they had to go to court, and they had to do this whole thing because they were underage. It was like a whole thing. And I remember them asking if I wanted to go with them to get liquor. I guess we were doing something that night or the weekend, whatever. And I was like, nah, I didn't feel like it. And I was like, thank God, because I would have ended up in court. It would have been like a whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And they were in court, like in our college town and whatever else. And then that liquor store got shut down and all this other stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna just blindly walk into neighborhoods that I've been told are dicey. But also, you don't want to like
the
you were
worst is when
saying.
you're visiting and you have no idea, bro. Whenever I'm on the road, I'm like just walking around our end of town. I'm like, is this shitty? I have no idea.
Yeah,
you start having to guess. You're like, I don't know. There's a Panera, but then there's also like a guy with a face tat by the Panera. You can never like fully get.
Also, Brooklyn like messes up your knowledge of knowing because like obviously we got like some dicey areas in Brooklyn, but then it's been so gentrified that in places that used to be so dicey that like it's like a 1-block radius and you're like it looks completely different. I'm like, I don't know, like I walk down parts of my area like like DeKalb or whatever, and it's like it's not the greatest, but it's like fine. You know what I mean?
People would get pissed at me, but I would love just to make fun of the tough New York guys. I would love to just go to every hood and just show that I'm fine. Just like vlog and be like, not even a big deal here, not scary. Just like, okay.
That would be a funny vlog.
If I got my ass kicked, it would suck. But if I didn't, it would just be so funny because everybody loves to fucking brag here. They're like, bro,
Oh, yeah.
my fucking neighborhood is so fucking tough. You can't fucking walk through here without getting your fucking
And it's
shit
like,
robbed.
how about don't you want to live somewhere a little bit nicer? That's
Yeah,
on you.
yeah.
But also, like, not to sound racist, but 90% chance you'd be fine. Like, it's
Yeah.
still most of the time a wrong place, wrong time, wrong situation. Like, if you walk into a drug deal,
Yeah.
yeah. But look, granted, you probably don't want to, but like, you walk down Brownsville right now at 1 PM, you walk a few blocks, like, you're probably gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You might look like a sketch ball, but like, you know, odds are you'll be fine just mathematically.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I think it's one of those things where like, I think you're way more likely to get attacked by like a crazy person on the subway than
those
like
guys,
in a rough neighborhood.
100%. And that's literally anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
Getting attacked in
Rough
the subway.
neighborhood sounds so funny too. It just sounds like they're like giving you noogies.
Yeah.
They're like, this is a rough
I
neighborhood.
never understood that too. Yeah, it's like
We're getting punched in the arm. Ooh.
4 liquor stores and a gun store, and it's a rough neighborhood. And it's just like every neighborhood has like, you know, well, Joe Gorman.
I wish that was Joe Gorman. Joe Gorman, who was supposed to be on the program. That would be lovely if he just rolled in right now. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You use your best judgment or whatever. What up, bro?
oh God, we needed a third mic. Yeah, Gorman dropped. Oh shit, okay. I mean, how are
It's
we
like a scandal.
we might have to do it in
What up,
2
bro?
parts, but no, we started 10 minutes. Well, I don't know if I could just start a channel. Here, let's do this. All right, we're restarting. We'll put the first 10 in there. Whatever. We're supposed to have 3 guests. I always like having 3. Joe Gorman didn't show up. I think he might be dead. He lives a very rock and roll lifestyle, and
Really?
he's just always just zoomy. So I don't know. There's a little part of me that's concerned because he said the last conversation we had, I was like, "Can you do the podcast tomorrow?" He goes, "Only if I get a kiss on the lips," and I said, "Of course." And
Very rock and roll of him.
I know that's not what I necessarily say, but I'm like,
Does he drink?
not real. I don't
I
know.
was
He's
gonna say
like-
maybe he's still asleep.
I think he
hungover.
mostly smokes weed, but he ever came over here and like have those caffeine pills, and he just like took 2 of them, and then he's just like he's one of those guys that'll just catch you off guard because he seems like a sober guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He seems like a guy who like used to do a lot, but is
I
now
can see
like
that.
in the program.
Yeah.
But we were talking about have you been robbed?
Almost.
Okay,
Like
well that's
I've been
not a story. But...
someone attempted to rob me, but I'd already disposed of the stuff I had on me.
Oh, what was it?
Money.
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been robbed. I've had shit stolen a bunch, only basically from friends. Dude, I think I had shrooms stolen. It was always drugs. I had like shrooms stolen from me. I had weed stolen from me. One time I had just a bunch of Molly on me, and then it just went missing. But I was with 10 people, and I'm like, all right, somebody for sure. But I just lost it in my dad's car, and I was like, this is a terrible place to fucking.
Have you ever robbed somebody?
No, I don't like. I barely steal. I really like am uncomfortable stealing. I don't like it.
Yeah, me too. Some people are heavy on that stealing at the big corporation places.
Yeah. It's funny too because they're always just like we're fucking sticking it to the corporations, and I'm like, I guess I don't know.
Because it's just the most. I've been with people who like shoplifted and they get caught, and it's like the most embarrassing thing ever. And that always just fears me.
Oh yeah, my favorite is when it happens to a chick, dude.
That happened to me with a chick. Like
Yeah.
like me and some friends. One was a chick, and she shoplifted and she got caught. It was so awkward.
Yeah, because they'll call like certain. It's always some chicks to be like that girl's trashy, and then they'll just steal a bunch of shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, well, like that's
Yeah, it's an embarrassing thing to get caught doing.
Yeah,
It's not like a cool
shoplifting
crime.
at like a fucking 7-Eleven. I mean, I'd rather it's the most embarrassing thing you can imagine.
yeah.
I have the 7-Eleven on West 4th. I've watched guys like do it with the intention of just pissing off the cashier. Like they clearly take something and then
Working there
walk
is a
out.
nightmare.
Bro,
I would
those Indian
kill
guys are
myself.
just at war with every homeless guy. It is like literally like
Homeless guys, teenagers, just whoever. They just like
yeah.
lose their
Look at
fucking
you
minds.
deflecting the evil from just the homeless guys. That was a very nice thing you did there.
Oh, I mean,
people
those guys are actually hungry. The teenagers are just like,
yeah.
rabble rouser.
It is also really funny. It becomes like I'm always trying to get gum from there, and the dude doesn't speak English, so it very much becomes like a crane machine where I'm like to the left, to the right, down, to right, down, down,
bit.
go,
You do that
drop.
on stage?
What's up?
You do that on stage?
No. I can't do a very good Indian accent. I wonder, could you go to accent school?
to learn how to be racist.
Yes.
You probably because you go to accent. You can go to accent reduction.
Yeah. So they got to be one that's like accent
Or
enhancement.
like acting class. They teach you how to lose your accent.
Yeah. Where would that go? Because there's no like, because acting classes are in Hollywood, which is a very progressive place. You have to find like an 80s acting coach who like.
You can find an acting coach.
Well, O'Toole was doing
anything.
that, I think, to try to get rid of his Boston accent.
Yeah, when he moved here, he wanted to.
And now he realizes he needs to keep it.
Yeah. Well, I think also like, I think he met his wife there.
Can't believe he was married.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he met his wife.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm like half asleep. I slept at a woman's house last night. I took a sleeping pill like super late and it definitely did not wear off. So I'm just like fucking.
Really?
You slept over at a person's house and you took a sleeping pill?
Yeah, I have trouble sleeping in other people's houses. I was like, I should leave. But yeah.
You should have left.
Yeah, no, I agree.
She a smoke show?
Yeah. Should I pull pictures up right now? We should get a slideshow where we just
If you're listening or watching, DM us.
Yeah.
DM the show.
But I don't know. I'm fucking exhausted. New Orleans was crazy, very fun.
How long were you there for?
I was there for 4 days. My boss / cousin. Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, like that's right at the cusp. I'd say like 3 days. You got to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. I think 3 days is perfect. Like you do like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
But I went Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, left Sunday. Barely made it out of the fucking city. So like my cousin was like, "Hey, I need to train you for work because he's my boss," and he's like, I'll fly you down for Mardi Gras. But also, I don't understand the Mardi Gras thing.
Yeah,
like,
you were there for Mardi Gras, right?
Yes and no. Mardi Gras is so annoying because like people are like, Fat Tuesday is the real Mardi Gras. And then...
Well, last Tuesday was Fat Tuesday, no?
No.
Oh,
Other
is it this
people are
Tuesday?
like, the weekend before Mardi Gras is the real Mardi Gras. And then I was there 2 weeks before. So like there's parades and like...
Because I was there 6 years ago for that. No, Fat Tuesday is the conclusion. Like the morning
Right, thank you.
of Tuesday is like, okay, done. We're back to our normal lives.
Yeah.
But I was
Are
there.
you doing Lent?
Huh?
Are you doing Lent? Are you a religious guy?
No, fuck no. But I just know from. I mean, was raised that way, yeah. But I just know because the last night we were partying on Bourbon Street, like the cavalry and all the cops on the horses come in and they shut everything down, and then it's like this town's back to normal or as normal as it can be. But for
Yeah.
the 2 weeks leading up to that, it is a complete shit show everywhere.
Yeah. No, it was crazy. It was fucking so fun, dude. And so I was like, dude, I have no fucking money. And he's like, nah, it won't be that expensive to go to Mardi. He's like, you just drink and you just carry around a 6-pack. And I'm
You
like,
could drink. You could just find drinks.
yeah.
outside.
But you think I'm not going to spend every last bit of my money in New Orleans? Like, I'm a fucking retard. I was like, every chance I got, I was like, oh, I want one of those Slurpee machines. I was like, I got a spinny hat. I could have a purple spinny hat. I'm like, I need that. And then I'm like, those girls are hot. I should definitely buy them around a shop. I mean, I can't not do that. They're fucking hot.
Oh, that's
and
funny.
then just drained my fucking bank account. Did some shows which were fun. Went on stage as drunk as I've ever gone on stage.
Yeah.
Went awesome. No consequences for my actions.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was assuming it would go bad, and I would be like, because I showed up, and I don't know. I was kind of like, it was kind of like a bar. Like the first show was like fine, and the second show I was like, you know what? I'm in New Orleans. Let me just see what happens. I was like, there's not really a way to move up here, so I was like, I'll just get drunk and see what happens. And the show went great, so I'll be doing that forever now.
Nice.
No, I've bombed pretty drunk before, so I don't think it's a good idea. But
I have to.
But yeah, I was like, I don't know. I'm in New Orleans, and this is, I don't know. It's fun. The parades were fun. Yeah, I don't know. We kind of like, I don't know. I feel like my cousin wanted to spend time with his kids, so he told us, he's like, these are the cool parades, and then it was just the parades his kids were at. And I was like, I feel like you're lying to us. Just
We went to a couple of cool parades. Yeah, you'll always see like were they like just like super old like washed up like Hollywood people there that like would be on because they get paid to go on the floats. You know what I'm talking about? Or like,
No,
was there
I didn't
like
see
old
that.
rappers or anything. I remember
Really?
one parade had like Flo Rida on the float, and we're just like nobody cares about Flo Rida. It was like 2020
Hey, bud.
or it was like 2019.
don't talk that way about him.
You like him?
Not on this podcast.
Oh, is he? Like
Keep
a
that to
big-
yourself.
Is he a big part of this podcast?
Flo Rida is.
I mean,
I'm from Florida.
He's from Florida.
Yeah, but he's not talented, is he?
He don't you fucking say shit
It's
like
not
that.
like
I
he's
swear to
Pitbull.
God. Thank you. Okay. You got a little bit of taste. No, I've said
Michael's like favorite musicians are like the least talented people. on
yes.
earth.
I have this thing, dude. It's like I
Interesting.
don't know what my fucking thing is.
like,
where like
fucking riff raff. and
love.
the
I
like.
love
Well, he's
him,
another.
dude.
Yeah, he's from Florida, right?
No, he's from Texas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I think
Same
Inbred
ballpark,
family.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think no, I love fucking Flo Rida. I love Pitbull. I've always said like Pitbull should be the governor of Florida. Flo Rida should be the vice governor if that's a thing. That would be so much fucking
Vice
fun.
governor.
Yeah, and I also like I don't know. I was watching like dude, there's been like viral videos going around of Pitbull's concerts, and they look so goddamn fun, dude.
Really?
Yeah, it's just him and just like a bunch of Latinas on stage and like fireworks, and him like randomly giving like motivational speech. He's really one of those just like seriously motivational guys, where he's like, it's not about where you are right now. It's about where you're going in the future. It's like, everybody, times could be tough right now. We could be a divided country. But one thing we need to do is, don't stop the pod. And he'll just go into his
I hate
song.
that song.
Yeah.
That guy's out of his freaking mind.
He really is, dude. He's always just like, it's the United States of America, not the divided states. He's one of those guys who just thinks he's saying the most profound shit just because it like rhymes or like kind of has a thing. And then he has a podcast I tried listening to, and
Of course he does.
He's playing his own music in the background, not realizing how distracting that is. There's just Pitbull songs playing. You can barely hear what he's saying.
That's a rapper's podcast in a nutshell, just playing his own music.
Yeah. But he's such a fun, I don't know, it's such a fun guy. I love, I just love, he had Lil Jon on, and I was listening to it. It's so funny to hear Lil Jon's actual voice.
Is he from Florida? No, he's from Atlanta, I think, right?
Yeah. Well, and he sounds like a nerd when he talks. Like, he talks very, like,
Really?
dweeby. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other Florida trash musicians. You like Backstreet Boys?
Uh,
They were pretty
yeah,
good for a
I
while.
was listening to them yesterday, dude. I was just like, it's so funny too how weird. Who's that one guy? I don't know which one it is who has the because all of them like you're like okay, I get how these guys would be heartthrobs, and then one guy just looks like a 40-year-old magician. There's one guy who just has like
I think it's AJ.
just pencil thin mustache and
Yeah.
just looks like the greasiest fucker on the planet.
They're also like 55 now, which is crazy. Like they think about how long ago they were big, and then also the young one. One of them's like way younger than the rest of them. I think it's Nick Carter.
Okay,
Nick and Aaron Carter. He's like freaking 10 years
one of
younger
them's
than the rest
dead,
of
the
them.
Carters.
Yeah, Aaron, I think. And then Nick.
Okay, so
Nick
I think
was the one
Nick
in the
Carter
Backstreet.
was in the Backstreet Boys.
But they're like born in like this early 70s. So one or two of them was born in the 60s.
yeah.
I forget how long ago that shit. Like 90s is the end of the 90s was 25 years ago. It's insane.
Yeah. Well, and those guys too, like I don't know, that's just a crazy life. I watched that. You watched the
The doc.
Robbie Williams movie?
No, what's that?
So he was in like a boy band. He was this. They basically did this whole movie about this British guy that nobody fucking knows.
Mhm.
His name is Robbie Williams, and the whole movie is they have a CGI chimpanzee play him, and they don't address that it's a CGI chimpanzee. But that's just how it's some dumb metaphor thing. But it's very fun because it's basically like one character is just from the Planet of the Apes, and then everybody else is just regular. But it was a good biopic because like it was about how he's not talented. It was like he just has charm. Like they weren't like you're the best singer ever. They were like you kind of suck, and he's like, oh yeah, what if I'm a little bit cheeky?
Did he get famous?
Yeah. Oh, he's like a huge British star.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then what's his name? Oasis. Who's that guy? Liam Gallagher. It's just like a dick to him the whole movie.
He's
like,
a dick
You
in
guys
general.
make shit music or whatever.
That's so funny.
But then it was a really dark story because he fucking like got a girl pregnant, and then the girl's manager made her get an abortion, and then she like her and him broke up, and then she had a kid with Liam Gallagher. So like imagine like getting a girl pregnant, she
Really?
has to get an abortion, and then somebody else like has a kid with her. You're like, damn, it's fucking dark. But it is really funny because the manager is like taking her to the abortion clinic in the movie. I'm like, there's no way. You're just getting
No
an
way you
abortion.
got
You're like, who's this? Oh, he's my music manager. You're like, that's fucking weird.
And the Robbie guy wasn't with her?
What's up?
The Robbie guy wasn't with her when she was getting the abortion?
No. I mean, they're doing it cinematically, so I'm pretty sure he's like standing at the stairs of the
Oh.
clinic while she's getting like dragged in by her.
That's crazy.
It's also we were joking about like it'd be very funny if the manager's like, "Am I the only one that's crazy? This woman got knocked up by a chimpanzee. Like, am I fucking crazy for saying we need to get that fucking thing out of her? Like,
So-
I'm the bad guy. She's fucking a chimpanzee."
That's insane.
Yeah, it was a fun.
Yeah, the 90s was a wild time.
Yeah, I would love it if they interviewed the guy though, because it's like basically it'd be like basically if they had like a fucking if they had a movie about I don't know, Justin Timberlake, and throughout the whole movie just a CGI chimp played Justin Timberlake like growing up. But I would love if they interviewed him and just only asked him chimpanzee related questions. they're like, so your diet mostly bananas, insects and stuff like that. But no, I liked it because it was a little different. I haven't even watched the Bob Dylan one, but I like.
heard
I
that's
don't.
good.
What are you giggling about?
This is funny.
Okay.
He's like a jaded rock star. He's like, media's all fake. I can't stand the media. And they're like, you like shitting in your hand and throwing your diarrhea around? He's like, I can't wait to see how you spin this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's like I don't know. It was just a fun movie. I'm not Bob Dylan. I can't. Did you guys see the Bob Dylan movie?
No, I've heard good things though.
Yeah, I don't like Timothy Chalamet. I don't particularly like Bob Dylan, and it's like I know I'm wrong about these things. Like,
everyone loves Timothy Chalamet. That's why I think everyone's part of the reason why everyone says it's amazing. I guess
he said he worked on the role for 5 years.
Yeah, well, because he got it offered, and then there was like a 2-year delay. Then COVID hits, that add like another 2 years. So he ended up doing it for like 6 years. So he was just studying the character that whole time.
Not the whole time. He made like 17 movies in between. He's not really
maybe
5 years.
Well, in the meantime, in between movies,
He
I
made
guess.
2 Dune movies in that time.
I want to hate that
that's
guy.
a lot of time.
No, I want to
In
hate
the
that guy,
desert,
Timothy
playing the
Chalamet, but he
guitar.
seems pretty nice for like a Hollywood A-lister. He seems like he's pretty, close to the, pretty grounded.
seems like a nice
compared
guy.
to like other douchebags,
Yeah.
Dude, he came into the Pair. Remember, he came into the Pair. He came into the Pair like a few months ago, right before that Bob Dylan movie came out.
Yeah,
But
he's
he
like,
seems
I
nice.
wanted to.
He also grew up poor, like in like assisted living and assisted housing in Hell's Kitchen. It's not like he's like comes from money and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me relate to him less, so I don't like.
Oh
him.
yeah, you come from. Sick fuck. No, I don't know dick. I don't know dick about Bob Dylan. Honestly, I know he's like an American pioneer or whatever, but I don't know. Like, I couldn't name one of his songs.
The Hurricane.
Hurricane.
Oh, okay.
Or isn't the name of the movie one of his songs? Complete Unknown. Isn't that one of his songs?
That's a lyric.
Oh, it's a lyric.
Let's see. What else did he do? He
You
did.
probably know him if you heard him.
He did the
Yeah,
original.
I'm sure.
All Along the Watchtower. He also wrote a lot of songs for other people. Like that was like kind of his thing. He's like a songwriter. So he
So
wrote
many
like all of
yeah.
Britney Spears, all the Backstreet Boys,
That's so crazy.
NSYNC.
They're the biggest stars
Yeah,
don't write their own shit.
Pitbull, he wrote a bunch of
Pitbull.
I heard
Well,
Michael
bunch of
Jackson didn't write any
Pitbulls.
of the stuff, or Sinatra. None of them wrote any of their stuff.
Yeah, Taylor Swift like, gets credit for like writing all of it. That's like her thing, is she writes all of her songs. But who really knows if anybody does anything? I don't know. I think it'd be really funny if you found out Louis C.K. is actually just a team of comedians, and he's like he's not even a funny guy.
Well, Rock has a team.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have like any problem with that.
No, it would be
Yeah.
so awesome. They're like, let's just build a comedian. Let's have like an average looking
Yeah.
redhead guy.
That's like exactly what Drake is. It's like a boardroom was like, all right, rap is popular. How do we
Yeah,
make
yeah.
$1 billion? They're like, let's invent Drake.
Yeah. A Jewish light skinned guy
Yeah.
who's so handsome, giant penis. Yeah, I don't know. I also like those videos of Drake. Those like old videos of Drake saying the N word are so funny. Where he just says it like such a white guy. And it's like very
Really?
uncomfortable.
I've never seen those. I got to see those.
Yeah. I don't know if it's because he like it's so interesting too, because it really shows you though, if you can like demand respect if you just get good enough at a thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, cause like he totally, everybody's like, oh, you're like a pussy. You were like in some fucking TV show or whatever.
Degrassi, yeah.
Yeah, and then he like made himself respected in the rap community by just being like, nah, I'm gonna just like be good at rapping, and then people are like, okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, he's also just like the pinnacle of success. So it's hard to be like, yeah, fuck that guy. Just like if you're around him, you're probably gonna get a bunch of more fans or whatever.
Yeah. Because like every rapper, like it's very surprising to me when I'm like, oh, Gucci Mane doing a collab with Drake. You just assume they fucking like one thinks differently of them, but
Oh yeah, a lot of
It's funny that like a
Crappy.
fucking like a bunch of music execs choreographed that, made that happen, put those two guys together and had them do a song about how they're like best buddies.
yeah.
It's the stupidest shit in the world.
Yeah, that is really funny.
Like, not only are we
it's just
best
a white
friends,
guy
but,
in a
like,
room being like, you guys are now best friends.
It's a song about how they're like, we're so good at crime that we're billionaires
Yeah.
and best friends.
Yeah.
I don't know each other.
This is what people want: friendship, crime,
Yeah.
bitches. We're gonna combine all
A bunch
that.
of shit everyone knows isn't true. These guys aren't friends.
Yeah.
Drake is certainly not a criminal.
yeah.
It's like we're gonna write
Well,
a
maybe in
song.
anotay way, but
well, he's probably
Yeah,
a pedophile.
He's probably
Allegedly.
like the least cool criminal.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. He's not like, I don't know. He's not Meek Mill or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's so interesting too, because like the whole Drake pedophile thing, it's like I don't know. The evidence is just that it's a rumor, but it's like such a fun.
Well, I don't think there was any like rumblings of it until the Kendrick beef. He started it.
which is so fun.
Oh no, I heard about that
Oh, you
years and
did?
years ago. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't hear about it.
Really?
yeah. It's always been a thing.
I didn't know.
I think anytime you're famous and like super famous, single, and most of your demo is like hot chicks, that kind of just gets wrapped up as like a theory pedophile. Don't you think?
Yeah, well, it's like I don't know. I think the deep state doesn't want you to get lots of pussy, and so they've defined something that'll take down the biggest pussy getters. That's what
The
it
biggest
is.
pussy getters.
Yeah,
Drake's got to be up on that top of that list.
Dude.
Who do you think, bro? Who do you think is top pussy getters, as Michael would put it, in the entire
Okay,
world?
so we got me, my dad, my brother.
Pussy getters is hilarious.
Me and my dad.
Me and my dad, top pussy
Yeah.
getters.
Yeah.
No, I would say like
I think Drake is top in the world potentially.
yeah, I also think like probably like 90s Hollywood was so much crazier. Like I think it's still people are still crazy, and I think people really underestimate the amount of sex that like people are having. Like it's like
It's probably less now.
I think Hollywood is exactly the same as it used to be, but they do a bunch of like publicity about how they've changed it.
okay, because a bunch of people talk about it. They're like, oh, it used to be sick because you'd go to the club and get crazy. Now it's like a little bit different.
Well, because there was no internet too, you could just
Yeah.
get away with so much more shit.
Because I mean, all those people are just selling their image,
Yeah,
you know, and like the way that people want you to look now is like squeakier, cleaner. Than
yeah.
Like 80s and 90s, like A-list actors and rock stars, like you could probably do anything.
Oh yeah.
Like you know how many people would have gotten their careers taken away in like the 80s or 90s compared to like now if
dude,
there was internet. Like
what
fucking
about, like-
those 80s hair metal bands? They probably fucking had sex with tons of 15-year-olds.
yeah.
What about like the Rat Pack
Sure.
or like
Sammy Davis,
the Friars
Sinatra?
Club back in like the 60s and 50s? Those
50s
guys
and
are probably
60s, it was like
insane.
the Wild West. Women were barely people.
Yeah,
Right.
that is true. But I will say this: I think they were less promiscuous, so there's probably like less pussy getting back then.
Oh, the women were? Yeah, you're
Hollywood,
probably
the way
right.
the system was set up, like Harvey Weinstein, what he got caught for, that used to just be the way the whole Hollywood ran.
Totally, but that's nothing compared to like I think like a rock star in like the 70s, where it's like you have an arena filled with women that are like in line to fuck you every night of the week, versus like being a Hollywood executive who has like a line of like 20 women trying for like I think it's probably
I'm
like,
sure all those guys got laid a ton, but I mean, they're-
Groupies was huge.
yeah, because that's also part of their image.
yeah,
It's like talking about how much they get laid and stuff.
yeah.
Whereas like a fucking studio executive gains nothing by like publicly being like, oh yeah, I fucked every hot movie star you've ever seen.
Right.
You know, so it's not going to like benefit them to.
But I think it's also
promote that.
different because that, like, okay, so like you're Mick Jagger, you have a concert, you can invite 10 women back to your dressing room and fuck them all, and it's one of a thing. But if you're a Hollywood executive, you got to be a little sneakier. So you're probably fucking like one woman versus like being like the Jersey Shore guys would talk about it.
Sneakier.
Yeah.
Sneakier.
Like Harvey Weinstein was just like a little mouse, like going like this. Too. He's like, ooh.
He was a big mouse.
Yeah.
A big ugly mouse. It looked
Oh
like
yeah, the
he
Jersey Shore was
melting.
like, yeah,
Dude,
dude.
they
It's
would-
also just your face. It's just freaking hundreds and thousands of fans every night.
Yeah, I heard one of them talk about. He's like, bro, dude, on a fucking, I'd go for 10 every fucking night. On a fucking slow night, I'd fucking bang 2 chicks. That was a slow night for me, banging 2 chicks.
You have to imagine that's a bit hyperbole though, because it's like even like you can't even bang 10 girls in a day. It's like not even humanly possible.
No, that's what I disagree.
I mean,
with that.
unless you're all at once, you're saying maybe
yeah. I think
like
it's
not separately.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things where like he fucked
Ten
like.
some or whatever. It's
No,
called.
he said when he would get 10 women in a room, he's like, wouldn't know what to do, but I would try to fuck 10 women at
Yeah, I
once.
don't
So I
think
would
you
like,
can.
you kind of,
I think like every time I hear of a story of someone like having a threesome or a foursome or whatever, I'm like, I bet a bunch of these stories it's just you had sex with someone and there was another person there. And you're
And it
just
was
like,
a guy.
Yeah, it's just anybody. You're like, yeah, it was crazy. There was too many people there.
Definitely more.
Yeah.
That definitely is common.
Yeah, I'm sure that makes sense. But also, I'm trying to figure out. I don't know who's Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips. Which one banged the more? Bonnie Blue's.
Bonnie Blue, yeah. We're
No
trying to get on the
no idea
podcast.
who
but
these
she
people
left.
are.
Oh, she left town.
Yeah, she's from like London or something. She's British.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's disgusting.
Who are these people?
I don't you? You keep coming on here talking
She
trash
banged
about my heroes.
1,000. What is it? 1,000 guys in a.
Yeah. She's
couple
breaking
days or
world
something?
records.
I don't know.
He
what
probably
the
gets
record is.
upset when people go to the moon too.
I mean,
real.
nobody goes to the moon ever.
You don't think anybody's been to the moon?
Nah. No, I'm not.
What is your conspiracy theory? Because you are a conspiracy theorist. What's your one that you're like?
Well, I told you this. I'm not a conspiracy theorist really, but I could be persuaded. Like I'm not like, oh, we never went to the moon. But then if you like tried to prove to me that we never went, I'd be like, oh yeah, we probably didn't go. You know what I mean?
Well, this is what I'm curious about.
It is weird because like, well, the only reason I'm a little because like, isn't it like we haven't been since like 1970?
Yeah, but I also get like going to the thing enough times. It's kind of like if you like go to the woods and there's like nothing going on there, you're kind of like, I'm going to leave this part of the forest because there's just nothing cool here.
That's true. That's probably what it is.
If I went to the moon, I would like, it'd be really fun to like
If
draw.
we had been going to the moon continually since the 60s, like we're still going like every 3 years or something, people would just be so annoyed with it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, because that's where our money's
Everyone
going.
would be mad
Well, we're
about
giving
it,
money
yeah.
to Iraqi Disney World or whatever the fuck it was. You see that thing that came out?
Trump Gaza?
It was like, no, there was something came out where like we had been sending trillions of dollars besides like Ukraine. And there was like, I don't remember, like billions of dollars unaccounted for. And it said Disney, Iraq, or some Middle Eastern country, Disney. Like we were
Okay.
going to fund their whatever. So I don't know. It was just so random. I was like, why the fuck are we giving money? It was like, it's obviously to hide something.
Yeah. But it wasn't Iraqi Disney World because that's very.
It was. It wasn't far off from that. It was like something in the Middle East related to Disney or cartoons or something.
That's fun.
You could look it up. It was one. It was a story.
I thought you were talking about
whatever.
Trump's Gaza.
No, what's that?
Oh, you haven't seen that?
No.
Dude, pull it up on your phone. Look up Trump's Gaza. Or just
Trump's
go
Gaza?
Donald Trump on Instagram. So he made a video where it's AI, what's going to happen with the war in the Middle East. And it's one of the craziest things. I can't believe you haven't seen this, dude.
I don't think I have.
Dude, this is one of the most.
T.
Just look at.
It's only got 32 million followers. This one where he's a gold soldier.
Yeah, play it aloud. The song's kind of sick. It's like Gaza now. He just posted this with no
How
caption.
he wants to turn it into like a tourist attraction.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude. Yeah.
Unreal.
Dude, Elon Musk just throwing. I had so many mixed views watching this because I was like, wait, watch the little boy. It's him and Netanyahu on like a beach.
I'm surprised he posted himself with no shirt on.
Yeah. Well, I also
was he next to Putin?
No, he's next to Netanyahu.
Oh.
I watched it and it was such a mix of emotions because I'm like, this is disgusting to do this. But then I was like, are those bearded ladies? That's kind of cool. And then I was like, fuck Netanyahu. And then I was like, that beach is really.
You ever seen a bearded lady before?
Yeah, not.
I saw one on the subway the other day.
Are you serious?
Yeah. But I never seen a group of them belly dancing like that. That was awesome, dude. More bearded ladies.
You think that Gaza can actually get like that?
I think with enough bombs, yes. Yeah, I'm not saying it. Like, it was disturbing to see a giant gold statue, and it's just like one of the most. And just to post that, and then just like I don't know, it's just like it's crazy. I was like, that is the one moment I was like, I kind of wish I voted for Kamala. I'm not even. I was like, I didn't vote. I was like, I kind of wish I did because I was like, this is.
Why you think it's messed up?
Yeah, well, he's basically there's like a war zone, and he's just be like, yeah, we're gonna turn this into a sick beach resort, which is like crazy. Because I don't know, I don't think I could enjoy being at the beach there, just knowing what had happened there. I don't know. To be fair, I don't know. I mean, I am kind of like.
That's true, but there's probably other places in the world like that. Like, what about Normandy? Isn't that
It's
like a
kind of
beach town?
everywhere too. Yeah. Oh, but the best is I went to Normandy as a kid.
Really?
And yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
was so excited because I was told the French beaches were topless. And then my dad's just talking to me about all the carnage and all the great men that died. And I'm like, this is fucking sucks. I was so hoping to see boobs. But I was like,
There's a nude beach in Jersey. There's a couple in Long Island too.
yeah, I'm going to go.
Like all over the place.
Yeah, I know. But when you're like 10, you're like, dude, we're going to go to France and there's going to be nude beaches. And
You
then
don't just go out in the woods and take all your clothes off.
what's up?
You can just get away from people and be naked wherever.
I didn't. Yeah, but I'm saying when I was 10, I just wanted to see boobs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about now. I mean, like, I still would go to a nude beach now, but
You would do anything now.
one of my friends is taking me to the one in Jersey.
Oh yeah, Gunner Beach and Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
You'll see some friggin' whales there though, but you'll see some smoky.
I like some thickies.
Some thickies.
Yeah. Yeah,
You could also see Staten Island from the beach, so it's pretty nice.
that's fun. Yeah. No, I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't know. It'd be hard not to fluff a little bit, but I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think I could go
'Cause-
to a nude beach and take my pants off.
Well, because people like, if I was drunk, I could easily do it. I've been to a nude bar.
My piece is just so small, soft. Like I'd have to be half chub.
Yeah, well, like I went to a nude bar in Key West and I got completely naked.
Oh yeah, you told me that. Key West is another wild town, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you
Well,
like
it's just
those,
COVID too, so like you're wearing a mask into the bar because like on the street there was like a mask mandate, but in
Really?
the bar there's not, which is so odd to have an outdoor mask mandate.
Yeah.
And then I just get in the bar and take all my clothes off.
Don't they do like a bunch of nudist festivals and stuff in like Key West? Like
Yeah,
everything.
they have like one. I forgot what it's called. It's called like
I think it's called I almost said Fire Fest.
It's something like that.
Fantasy Fest.
Fantasy Fest.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. It's just a bunch of naked women walking down the street.
Yeah, it's like a real like swingers colony.
Yeah.
Which is it's so funny how Florida's like so conservative in some ways.
Oh yeah.
But like I'll watch a lot of like cuckold porn, and it's always like some redneck guy with some black dude fucking his wife. He's like, "Hell yeah, Barbara, you take that black dick." And you're like, "This is so funny." But I think that's why it's like a thing down there, where it's like they're like, "This is so fucked up because he's black." Like that's
Yeah.
what they're thinking. Yeah.
That's funny as hell.
So look, black guys, if some guy ever wants you to fuck his wife, he might not like you.
Well,
Just think of it that way. He might not be. He may seem like your friend, but he's not.
he's still a racist.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going down there for a bachelor party in May, and I'm doing cornrows again.
You're so nuts.
I'm getting a snakeskin suit.
Where are you getting that from?
I was gonna get a real one, but those are too expensive.
You
You can just
rent
get like
it?
a Party City like fake suit.
Oh, yeah.
It just looks like a suit. And then I found this. I'm not sure. It looks pretty expensive, so I probably won't get it. But there's a 3-ring, like golden ring that says "The world is yours," like from Scarface, and it's got a little globe on it. And I'm like, this is where I want to spend my money. So,
Oh my gosh, you fit right into Miami.
yeah, but it's also like I also just have been donating blood for money recently, so I don't really have the funds for any of this.
I just gave blood the other day too. I didn't donate though. I like did it for to make sure my blood is good. But
Oh, really?
can you still donate blood for money?
Yeah, plasma. It's the most disgusting place on the planet.
Really?
Dude, I went in, and the first time I went in, there's a dude just eating halal, just dropping it all over the place. I'm like, that's not a fucking walk around and eat. This is not a eat place. And the door, like the front doors are like all these people with like hundreds of dollars in their hands. Like it's like very advertised as like, this is gonna be so fun. We're gonna donate blood.
Right.
And it's plasma. You go in and like cotton, like what do you call them? The finger prick things with cotton balls just on the ground. And you're like, that's disgusting. Then the questions are very funny because they're just like, have you had homosexual sex recently? And it's like, no. And then they're like, well, have you been to prison? So like they're trying to like get you to basically admit things, but like
Right.
not in it's just funny to say that. Like they're like, are you also like ice skating? Like it's like they clearly that's for people that lied on the first answer to think they're gonna answer the second one. So yeah, there's that. And then you walk down this hallway and it's just fucking like doctors, like what do you call them? Like doctor coats with blood on them. I'm like, it feels like a haunted house. They're just hanging out.
Oh.
Then dude, the other day I went in there and like this dude was like flinging his glove off. This doctor was like, you know when you're like trying to shoot it into a trash can and he hit some guy giving blood. And he's like, oh dude, my bad. I'm
Sounds
like,
a
dude,
sitcom. Are you
yeah,
making
it's
this up?
insane.
What the fuck?
And then I was in there the other day and this dude was just bleeding all over the place in front of me and it was like so disturbing.
Out of his arm?
Yeah, he like they fuck things up there all the time.
Oh, that makes me nervous. Dude, I went to go give blood at just like LabCorp, not even in New York where it's also a fucking shit show, but like down where I'm from. And even going in there, it's just like gives me. I'm like, I'm always checking to make sure they're using clean everything, new needle, new gauze, new whatever. I'm just like, ugh. And they put the rubber band on it. She goes to give me blood, and there's like a fucking 3-inch long hair on the tray where she's picking up the blood things from, and she's just like with her finger like 14 times in a row before she gives me blood. I'm just like, can you guys like not be disgusting?
It
like,
is so disgusting the way doctors are a lot of the times, but also I get how if you do something so often that you just stop caring. It's like,
yeah,
you ever
it's
just
so
like
nasty. It just makes the customer feel so uncomfortable.
it's like when you spend like all day making food and then you like drop some of it on the ground. You're like, all right, I'm just gonna eat. Like, you know, you're like, I'm just gonna eat this. You're like, I've been doing this for so long that like,
Where's the blood thing in Manhattan?
yeah, I had to walk. I had to go at 6 a.m. the other day, just walk in the freezing cold, and then I took a bus, and then just fucking went because it's open only certain hours, like business hours, basically.
How's the money? Not bad.
Yeah, like $60 on a little card every time you do it.
I would do it.
But I mean that adds up. I'll just buy groceries with that and be fine. But
Yeah.
the amount they take out is fucking insane because it's like
Really?
they don't take out your blood; they like filter the plasma out of your blood, and then you look at it and it's like literally like probably as much as like a Nalgene bottle, and you're like that much liquid is no longer my body. Like that's disgusting.
shit.
But I also don't know if there's like a purification process where they're adding something to it. I don't want to find out.
Right.
It also just can't be good to do it as often as I'm doing it. But like I'm doing all their rules. Like it's not like I'm going to different.
There's probably a
centers.
rule where you can't do it. You have to wait a few days or a few weeks or between. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
but I just don't trust them. I don't know.
No,
that's
I
my
wouldn't-
conspiracy.
I
is
wouldn't
that
either.
they're-
Yeah, that's freaking. But I've
they're
thought
cloning
about
me.
doing that when I was for money because I heard it's pretty lucrative.
Yeah, I'm too scared to donate cum. Just the idea of like some of me out there.
You sell blood and semen.
And you know, I'm kind of tired of everybody fucking telling me this. Every time I'm donating blood, they're like, actually, the qualifications are really hard. You would never qualify. I'm like, fuck you. Let me at least try to see if I would qualify.
For donating cum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everybody jumps immediately on. They're like, you're
What
not
are the
6 foot. You could
qualifications?
never do it.
Oh, like
I'm like, I doubt everything.
Well, they like will give you an estimate for how much your cum is worth. It's
Right.
like a really dehumanizing way
Really?
of learning what you're
and
How
worth.
about
what's that
this? How
based
about I
on?
just see
Like
how much my
looks and
cum is
height
worth?
and stuff.
It's like where'd you go to college?
Are
How
you
much
serious?
money do you make? Yeah.
Because they're looking
Or,
at
how
what it
tall are
would
you?
look like if that became a
I'm gonna
kid or
fucking
whatever.
lie. I'm gonna fucking
That's crazy.
duplicate fake pay stubs and make them think I'm a millionaire.
Me too.
I feel like I want to see how much my cum is worth and then just get angry at them and take it and leave. Like, you know, I don't even. I didn't need this today. And just walk out with.
I was just doing this for me.
Yeah. I just want to. I don't know. I am curious now. I'm like more curious what my cum is worth. I don't know.
Couple G's.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like them to compare my cum. That should be a podcast where we all donate cum and they compare our cum and they rate.
That's a genius idea for like a reality show.
Yeah. Be like, what's your cum worth?
Who gets to have a kid? Yeah. What's your cum worth? That could work.
Mr. Cumworth.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. One thing I want to do on this podcast is they have that machine that like simulates what it's like to give to have a period for men, and I want to try that on the podcast.
I think the Impractical Joker did that one time.
Okay, why you can't come up with anything original?
Huh? Well, apparently it's fucking really, really painful.
Well, I believe
Or not even a period, like fully giving birth. I think they have a machine for that.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I think they have that.
Do they shove something in your penis and pull it out?
No, it's just like if
Yeah. The
baby was
machine is a
inside.
pencil.
Yeah. They're just fucking pencil sharpened in there.
Dude, I mean, the first like day or two of that period, it sounds like a bitch.
Oh, totally. Yeah. But I don't think like.
You think you could do it?
Yeah, I also think the woman who like invented the machine. Look, I'm gonna sound sexist, but I don't think you invent the what it's like to have a period machine if you're not like you would crank it up a little. I don't
Sure.
believe it's actually like I don't know. And everybody's period is probably different. Like I don't think like there's a across the board this period. Like some people probably get worse periods. It's like having fucking I don't know heartburn. I mean, it hurts more than that, but I'm saying it's like everybody's like experience that's probably different.
Sure.
It probably sucks all along. I don't even understand really what it is.
Period?
I don't really get what periods are. I mean, it's the inner lining of your uterine shedding or something.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
exactly,
I guess I get it.
That's
I don't know.
exactly it.
I didn't really know what that was until like I don't know, a couple years ago.
Me neither.
Yeah. But also, why do I need to know?
To comfort your woman.
Yeah, I don't know. I also I'm not really a period sex guy. Are you?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I'll do it, but I'm like
Not a big blood guy.
blood doesn't disturb me until it's in tubes. That's why like
Really?
I throw shades on when I go in there and I try to take a nap and they get pissed at me every fucking time. Because I'm just like, why can't I just sleep through this? And they're like, well, then we can't tell if you're passed out. I should do
They're
that.
not wrong.
You're like, but I'm so like tired and woozy.
Yeah. I should get those glasses that have eyes on,
fake
like just
eyes, yeah.
the fake eyes, and just sleep there.
I do that. I mean, I don't pass out, but I'm just like, yeah, can you just like hurry up? It's just like,
I wonder what would happen if you donated just like drunk as shit. Like, would that
I don't think that flies. Your blood will be all fucked up.
the what?
I think that there'll be shit in your blood, no?
With plasmas, I don't know. But if you don't, I think
I don't know how the plasma works.
like would that person like if you there's always like a superhero movie where like or I was thinking of Limitless where he takes the pill
Yeah,
and then he drinks the guy's blood who still has it in his system. Like I wonder if you drank a fucking like drunk guy's blood if you'd get drunk.
Probably. I mean, it had to be, probably has to be a bunch of blood.
Yeah, and a bunch.
And
yeah,
you
'cause
can't
guess-
drink. You
Yeah,
can't
or
drink
like
blood.
a really fucked up guy.
Yeah, you can't drink
Yeah.
human blood as like a you'll die. Like
What?
Yeah, once you drink too much blood, like you're fucked.
Really?
Yeah, you either get
You
like
could definitely drink a little bit.
a little bit. Yeah, but if you drink, I don't know how much it is, but if you drink like you can't drink like a fucking half a cup of blood. You'll either like puke everywhere and start to like convulse, or you'll like get really really sick.
Is that true?
Yeah,
Huh. That's wild. I never know what's true because like I used to be
How
told
much piss can you drink?
piss. I think is
you
the
could-
same.
Yeah,
But
it's definitely not.
well, I don't think. I don't think it
Drank and
says.
piss.
I don't think it
It's
says,
not.
man. What the fuck are you drinking piss for, you sicko?
I'm into weird shit.
How much?
Half a cup.
Probably half a cup. Yeah.
Like a chick's?
Yeah. What do you think I'm drinking, dudes?
I
That's
don't
some
freaking
kinda-
know. You
think I'm
Patches
some-
O'Houlihan on me. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe you freaking like how it tastes.
No. It's I've had women pee on me, and it's like you can. It's. I just avoided eye contact after saying that, but yeah.
No, blood is definitely worse than piss. But
You could drink piss. There's no danger in drinking piss. It's just
I mean, I think if you drink 3-4 glasses of piss,
I don't know if
some
there's no
issues
danger.
there. Yeah.
there's not danger. You know what's crazy?
Open your mouth right now.
No, I'm not. That's totally different. You know what is crazy?
That's totally
No
different.
danger is a crazy statement.
Okay, she could slip and fall on your face and crush it, but you can't
Gotta
get
put a
herpes
tarp
from
down.
drinking somebody's piss. Isn't that crazy? Who has herpes?
I guess.
It's safer than having sex with somebody.
Yeah, but
can
not as
what?
Of
pleasurable.
course not. No,
Pleasure.
if somebody pees in your mouth who has herpes, and they have a distance, you're not going to get herpes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you're not
It's
touching their
safe.
skin.
it's safe. It's safe, and everybody should do it. I'm not pitching it for people. By the way, I'm not acting like it's a normal thing. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I live a rock and roll lifestyle. As
You
I said,
really
I live
do.
Joe
I
Gor- Maybe
told
that's
you
how
this-
Joe Gorman died.
I told you this last time. Do most crazy stuff out of anybody I know. I think at least.
Yeah, it is weird sometimes. Like, I don't know. Just sometimes I just feel like a very animalistic person. Then I'm just in a room with people, and I'm like, "Hey, nice to meet you."
Yeah,
One
you're
time, a
pretty
lady
chill in
peed on me on a
person.
golf course. Nice to meet you. You know, it's like it's weird. It's
the golf
weird.
course is fine.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's like
Well, but there's those guys that what's the thing where you can't see blood? The disease.
you can't see blood.
Like you can't look at blood or see anything
Oh,
with
I
blood,
thought
and
blood's
you like
just
pass
invisible
out.
to
It's
you.
called something.
It's
Anemia.
called being a fucking pussy.
I don't-
Yeah, but
I don't
there's
think that's
something
being
for it.
anemic. I think
No,
it's
not
just
anemic.
Like you
This-
like have like a phobia or
Yeah, there's a term for it, but some people with that. So it's like imagine when they have to go get blood work done, they have to wear they have to close their eyes or be blindfolded probably. Like
Yeah.
they literally can't even see the sight of it.
Well, I used to be freaked out by needles, and then I
Yeah.
started going to those hangover things here and there, where they just give you water through a tube, and then
Like
I'm
a IV.
yeah. But those are way easier, bro. They fucking like your arm just gets kind of cold, and it's kind of like this is way more like it's just disturbing because they're not taking any blood out of you when they're just putting water into you. So you kind of like the thing barely even hurts, and like you kind of don't. You can really put it like way over here versus this thing's like there's just so much going on. It's like the tube like wraps too. It like folds in like a figure 8 and goes back around, and
Damn,
yeah.
it's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty, but I need the money. And
I went to the hospital once because I had like this pain in the bottom of my stomach, and I was like, I thought I had like appendicitis.
Yeah.
It would like hurt so much, and I couldn't walk. I was just like doubled over. And when I got to the hospital, they just put an IV of just like they said you're just dehydrated. So they put an IV in my arm, and it was like the best feeling I've ever felt. It was, like,
Really?
being hydrated, but starting like right here. It was- my body was just like this, like
yeah.
oh my god.
I had
so
the exact
good.
same thing, and it turned out I was constipated.
Oh, really?
I thought I was full blown appendicitis because that shit happens like it was literally right where it happens. Pain, I could barely move, and I'm like, what else could this possibly be?
Yeah.
And then I get laid up in a hospital bed for like 4 hours, and then they figure out that I don't have it, and I'm like, I need to shit or whatever.
Did they
And
remove
I was
the poop?
dehydrated or something, huh?
Did they remove the poop?
No,
What do they do?
there's like leave, and I was just like, how is this not appendicitis? Can you check my appendix? And I know so many people who have had appendicitis, and you get that sharp pain. You like have to get it removed or
Oh yeah,
it'll
my
burst.
ex had it. Yeah.
And it's just like, how is another function of your body going to hit the exact same location as the appendix? It's like, how is it not that?
I was such a bad boyfriend. Sorry, I just remember like my ex had appendicitis, and like I think I didn't spend the night at the hospital. I like went to, like I dressed up for Halloween. I was like in the hospital like dressed as Greta Thunberg or something like that. I'm like, look, this.
That's a funny sketch.
No, I apologized profusely like after we broke up about that because I just didn't think about it. But I was just like, look, this sucks, but Stand Up New York's having a Halloween party. I got to show a lot of face there because I'm trying to get in the club. So I will see. I just got a wig on it. Yeah, that was. Boy, do I feel shitty about that.
That's pretty funny.
But
honestly.
yeah. No, but it's funny too because then she went back in for something else, and they're like, "Your charts look great. Your appendix looks good." And she's like, "I don't have an appendix." And they were like, "1 second." And then she just walked to the hospital. She's like, "You guys are fucking idiots. Like, you did my X-ray, and
Here in New York?
Yeah, and like you were like, your appendix looks good, and she's like, I do not have an appendix. You're looking at, you don't even know how to read a fucking X-ray.
Yeah, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
I would hate. The thing when you see like someone as like supposed to be as trusted or whatever as a doctor, and then like it just like makes you think like I have a theory that like doctors are not even that fucking smart.
Okay.
Is that a bad theory?
Uh,
I think you go to med school.
Depends on the doctor.
It's like school. You study your ass off. It's all about like, memorizing information, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You go into the clinic. What is it called? Clinical. Like when you're done with school, but you're not an actual doctor yet. You have to like be an assistant, basically.
Like a residency?
Residency. You go into the residency for however long that is. That's like your actual real formal training. You learn like, depending what kind of doctor you're going to be, obviously. If you're like a surgeon or something, I think you're a little bit more like legit. Yeah, but if you're like a general practitioner, you memorize 3 or 4 prescriptions, bro, and you fucking get out there after residency and you're just a dumbass just like us.
oh yeah, dude. I've had so many doctors like, they're just like, I'm like, I know what's wrong with me. I have the flu. And they're like, you don't have the flu. And they don't even test for the fucking flu. And then by like the 3rd doctor, he's like, you definitely have the flu.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah. But
And it's funny the ones who don't test you because you think the whole shtick is to diagnose you with shit so you can give you drugs and get fucking paid from it. And some doctors would be like, nah, you're fine. Just have some cough drops or whatever. It's just like,
it's probably,
what do
I
you
will
do?
say this though. So it's like any other profession where there's some smart ones and some dumb ones, but it's probably the smartest profession
Think so?
besides comics. Because we're
That's fine,
fucking
bro.
genius, dude.
100%.
We're twisted genius.
And lawyers, because most comics are ex-lawyers, well, like 3 or 4 of them. But
Yeah.
Yeah, and podcasters is above all of that.
Podcast
Oh,
is
dude.
smartest guys,
Well,
dude.
there's,
If you have a podcast.
there's
Comedian slash
podcasters.
podcaster, that's like being a
Extremely
doctor
intelligent.
slash lawyer.
Some podcasters are making a doctor's salary in like 2 hours. So
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, he's a
Not
real
this one.
genius.
Losing,
not yet, goddammit.
lost thousands of dollars on this podcast.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't be saying that a couple of years from now when you're the
You've
fucking
lost
huge podcast.
thousands of dollars?
Not lost, spent.
How?
Editing?
Losing.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
cut this shit out myself.
True.
Yeah. We are at an hour though. What do you guys want to
I gotta eat my pizza. It's cold
Okay.
now.
Okay, enjoy your pizza.
I don't even know
I
why
gotta
I
eat my
sat down
pizza.
for
It's
this
cold
shit.
now.
This is the fuck Joe Gorman unless he's dead episode.
Dude, imagine. He's
Yeah.
probably still asleep.
He would have a good the amount of shit he said on this podcast if he was going to be a pussy about us.
I was
making fun
looking
of him
forward to
dying.
some dad beating him bits.
I know.
That shit's funny.
I zero clue what's real and what's fake with that guy.
It's all got to be a bit, I think.
Yeah, he just tells people he has a kid and he doesn't have a kid.
He doesn't have a kid.
Like lots of people think that guy has a child and he just does not have a child.
It's probably just entertainment for himself, for him.
Yeah, I wish I was better at lying. I don't know. There's lots of things I want to lie to people about, but I feel like,
It's easy.
I just smile too much. Like that, when I told you, that was my best lie I've ever told, is when I told you that Bob Dylan wrote the Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears music.
Oh, I believe you.
Yeah, you just kept going. I was totally.
Well, because I was like, I don't fucking know. A lot of dumb artists don't write their own shit.
bye.
Imagine Bob Dylan wrote that.
Yeah.
He's so weird, though.
Yeah, well, that's why, like,
Looks sick.
that's why I do have bad taste in music. Like, I know, like,
Well, yeah, you told us you like Flo Rida and Pitbull, like
I love
genuinely.
it.
They
I
both stink.
yeah, but I will say this: I could understand what's good and what's bad. Like, it's like, just because I like something doesn't mean I have a perception. I'm like, I understand that this is low art in a way.
Well, it's also subjective. So like, I tell some people my favorite bands, and they'll be like, they fucking stink.
What are your
But like,
favorite
they've
bands?
sold millions of records, so it's all subjective. Red Hot Chili Peppers
Okay,
and the Strokes. But a lot of people hate the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they're like, they fucking suck. You're a fucking faggot. And I'm like, they've literally sold. They've literally
who has
sold.
told you that? You're like, I like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. You suck and you're a fucking faggot. Who has
Couple
gotten that
buddies,
hard on
couple
you?
buddies from the old neighborhood.
That's
but like
just
they've
so
literally.
aggressive for you liking the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Well, the Red Hot Chili Peppers get a lot of shit. The singer can't sing. All they do is talk about California. They're gay. They got no shirts on. They got their dicks out. And I'm like, they've sold 90 million records. Obviously, they sell out fucking stadiums. Obviously,
yeah.
they're good.
Well, I
Like
think
it's
they have a fun
subjective.
sound. A lot of people give shit to them because they kind of stole Faith No. I hate this whole thing.
Faith No More, but hey guys, guess what? Faith No More didn't make it, and the Chili's dead. What
That's
can
true.
you do?
Yeah.
It's like fucking comedy when someone's like, "Oh, that guy got this because he did." I was doing that 5 years ago. I was like, "Well, he was in the right place, right time."
Yeah, and adapting a style is not stealing. It's like that whole thing where it's like they adapted this style. It's like that's fucking how music works. It's like every fucking rock star is like based off somebody else. So like the whole
100%.
and the same with rappers. They're like they jacked my flow. It's like, dude, no, they have a similar style to you because you influence them, and it's like fucking. And they don't really even have to say they were influenced by it. They can lie and be like,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with being like, Nah, I thought of this. I mean, it's dumb. You're lying, but it's like you're not like.
Some people, some bands or some music artists out there have literally copied melodies like directly from other bands, and they just happen to become more successful or famous, so it gets pinned on them. And they're like, "No, I literally took this. Like, they literally took the song from somebody else."
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It's ridiculous. I think. Yeah, there's lots of that. I don't know. I don't really care. To be honest.
Yeah, most people just like do they like how it sounds? Then they like they
Yeah.
like it.
The one I don't get, I don't know. There are like technical people that like I don't enjoy. This is my thing. Okay, so like everybody loves John Mayer. I think he's a great guitarist, as far as I know.
Great comic.
Really? Is this stand-up?
Really? No, you don't remember when he used to do stand up?
No.
Oh yeah, he used to do stand up. He would pop into the cellar all the time. He was doing stand up for like a couple of years. He was so bad. That's what I heard. I never saw him.
Yeah. I never liked him. But his I don't know. Maybe I haven't heard enough of his music. But I'm like, I never like. I think this is what I think. I'm like, not that Pitbull or Flo Rida are great artists. I like them a lot, but it's like just because you have a musical skill does not mean your music's good. You could be a great drummer in a shitty band.
Oh,
So
sure.
people love to just like act like they're like, oh, this person's like so good. I'm like, well, yeah, that doesn't mean like they have a million TV shows about who's the best singer.
Right.
But I prefer like I don't know. I'm more interested in who can collaborate together to make a good song or like create something exciting versus like I'm not that impressed by like. I mean, also I don't understand technical skills, so I don't know what's good guitar and what's bad guitar. Like,
I'm similar to that too. Yeah.
like I see my buddy riff on the guitar, and I'm like, he's the greatest guitarist ever because he did that Van Halen riff.
Right.
But that could be a simple thing, like in guitar. I don't understand music.
Yeah, I usually think that way about Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine because I went to college with this kid who was like, I mean, supposedly good at guitar, and I'm like, I like Tom Morello. That shit he does with like the fucking, he puts the sound shit on there and the whammy, whatever, and he's like, that shit's so easy. He's just fucking like, he explained his guitar techno shit. He's like, he's manipulating the something to do something. I'm like, he's like, anybody could do it. I'm like, oh, well, I like it, and it's also because he made it popular though. That's why it's like, that's why it seems cool because like nobody else was doing it when you started doing it. That's usually how music works. It's like, was someone doing that at the time that like,
Yeah.
And some of the most popular songs, we're talking about Drake, out of the top 40, all that bullshit, it's like the most simple beats and songs. That's the shit that people like. Like Nirvana songs were not that hard, I've been told, like to actually play.
Yeah, I don't really like Nirvana at all. I don't like
Beatles?
don't like the Beatles at all.
Really?
I think they're like
No, I'm one of those. I'm not one of those fuckers like, oh my God, the Beatles are the great. I'm like, yeah,
I do think
obviously
they're insanely
good.
talented.
Yeah, of course.
And I listen to it, and in my mind, I go, "This does sound like very complex music." Like
And they were
it's-
trailblazers. There's like nobody liked,
Yeah, I'm like, this is layered too. There's like so much going on in this thing.
Yeah.
They have so many different sounds to reinvent yourself that way. I think it's like crazy impressive. But I just don't like particularly. They just I like a little more grime.
Sure.
And I mean, also I like Flow Rider. It's not like that, but I'm saying like there's
Dave's
something
more
about
of
the
a, I mean, Michael's more of a Flow Rider-esque or
yeah.
what's it called? Who's the fucking those 80s hair metal bands you probably like Guns N' Roses? You like Guns N' Roses?
No, but I do love Motley Crue.
Motley Crue. That's what I was gonna say. Similar. AC/DC, Motley Crue.
Yeah, no, I like a little bit of like fucking to music, and I think the Beatles is just.
A little too poppy.
And that's probably why I don't like Bob Dylan's music as much.
That's why they don't look like generic rock stars too. When they came out with like their mushroom cuts and their suits, it's like rock stars aren't supposed to look like this. Like it's like
right.
Then you see what Motley Crue looks like, and you're like, that's kind of what you think of when you think about a rock star.
Right. Yeah. That's why I'm not impressed when like fucking some rock stars like, oh, I wore a dress on stage. You're like Motley Crue's whole thing is they were like, we can dress up like chicks and get more pussy than any other band. And I'm like, they
That's
were doing
cool.
that in the 80s. That is very cool. Like, I could dress like a woman and fuck so many more
That's
chicks. than
something
you.
Michael would do 100%.
Yeah. I'm like, that's sick. But then they're like, oh my God, Kid Cudi wore a dress on SNL. What a brave. And I'm like, no, that's fucking not.
Yeah, the dress thing's been done, I'm afraid.
Yeah. And I'm not like, don't wear dresses if you're a dude. Do whatever the fuck you want.
I am. Don't do that.
Do whatever the fuck you want. But it's like, I don't think it's this like trailblazing style thing. I don't know.
No. Almost pretty much everything's been done now. 2025.
I would like to see a rapper who like took this style, balding businessman. If like Kanye came out and had like a suit and then like bald on top and like hair on the side and like business glasses and just started rapping like the yeah, because that's what I'm saying. It would be
like-
so different.
Yeah, I don't know who.
I hate how cool his Nazi shirts look. Have you seen them, dude?
seen them. I bought like 20 of them.
Yeah.
Dude,
Dude,
that guy's got to be put down.
He's got swagstica.
Did you coin that?
Yeah, I did. I was on the phone the other day. I'm like,
Really?
let me see if I could put this into a conversation.
Dude, I think somebody's going to take him out. I mean, he's got to get.
He's
put
saying
down.
too much truth, man. I'm just kidding.
He's the one guy that I wouldn't be surprised if he got assassinated.
Yeah, well, I got this issue. Like, as somebody who loves conspiracy theories, I really do hate the Jews conspiracy that everybody has. Like,
is
I think
what?
it's lazy conspiracy theory.
What, that they control everything?
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh.
I think it's lazy. I don't think it's like how things work. I think it's like, I think, look, there's powerful Jews, but I don't think that like, I don't think this is all some sort of like thing because it doesn't make sense. Everybody's like, oh, well, the Jews, like, they pushing gay Hollywood agenda. You're like, okay, well, that's completely different than like what's in Judaism. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And wouldn't that mean like the president, every like person of power would be Jewish?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's never been a Jewish president.
No, no, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's like people are like, oh, they run the media. It's like, well, first off, the founder of Fox and CNN, they're not Jewish. I don't believe. I don't think Rupert Murdoch or I don't know who founded CNN. Ted Turner's Jewish. Yeah, neither of those guys are Jewish. So it's like, okay. I think there's lots of Jews in media because they were like pushed away from other.
And they're smart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're pushed away from like other like jobs. Like this is where they went. And,
Yeah, like they're not playing sports, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Also, like I think all this started with like the whole Jews run the bank. There, like that is a thing where like Jews run a lot of banks.
That might be true.
And one guy was just in line. I've been frustrated at the bank, and then this guy just started everything. Where he's just like these fucking Jews, and then it spiraled. He was just in line, and like there was something where he couldn't. He withdrew too much money or something like that, and then he just started this whole thing. It's definitely not what happened. But we are way over an hour. So what do you want to promote?
Michael, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
3 of the last 4 episodes, I feel honored. I'm being honest.
Yeah, dude, you're a great guest.
My name is Tom Zappia. Please follow me on Instagram. Check out my podcast. And I love all of you. Stay safe out there.
Thank you.